Welcome back to ciLiving. Natalie Misner started baking treats when she was a stay-at-home mom in 2020, but now she has turned the hobby into Little Bird Baked Goods, selling delicious treats at farmers markets all over Central Illinois. Natalie is here to show you more about her business and the process of making her bestsellers. Welcome to ciLiving.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
All right, so tell me a little bit about your bakery, because you are a home micro bakery, right? Yes. What does that mean?
So I operate under what's known as cottage food law, and that allows for home bakers, once you have your food safety manager license and you register with your county, you can bake low-risk food items from your home kitchen. So baked goods, jams, jellies, pickles, spices, there's a lot of options out there.
That's amazing. So low-risk baked goods, is that just basically anything besides like meat or?
Yes.
Okay.
So anything that's pretty non-perishable.
Okay, that makes sense.
That can easily be transported safely to markets without temperature control.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I know you're going to show me how to make some of your treats, but first I want to hear the story behind Little Bird Bakery, because it is such a sweet story. So can you share that with us?
Sure. So I became a mom in 2019, and our daughter was born really early at 28 weeks. And so for the first year of her life, we were pretty sheltered, and at her 1-year birthday, we had been talking, and we made the decision for me to come home and be with her, and just to give her a little more time out with not so much contact with the outside world. So that she turned 1 and COVID started, and so we were sheltered again. And so I was really needing something to focus on, feel productive, a little more instant gratification maybe.
Sure.
And so our town had started a farmer's market the year prior, and I was like, well, why not? So I looked into what it would take. I got my food safety manager license and started attending our markets.
Well, your scones and your cookies look amazing. So what are we making today?
So I've brought orange vanilla scones. This is probably my best seller at the farmer's market.
Okay.
And
how do we do it? I see there's a bowl of flour here.
So I've already prepared flour, sugar, butter, and orange zest in this mixture.
Okay.
And then I have here the wet ingredients, which are egg, heavy cream, and vanilla.
Okay.
So we're gonna
mix them together?
Mix it together.
Slowly, or
no,
just dump it all in?
Okay. Go for it.
I a lot of times don't ask, and I'll just start to, and they'll be like, wait, you were supposed to save half. So there we go.
And then we're just gonna kind of fold this in until most of the flour is absorbed into the liquid.
And is that kind of what keeps them like fluffy with those air pockets?
So with both butter and heavy cream, there's a pretty decent fat content in this, which is going to help with moisture. I've heard a lot of times like, oh, I don't like scones, they're so dry. Well, that maybe wasn't a good scone for you.
Sure.
So
you're
these
making
scones are not dry.
Will not be dry.
Not dry. Okay, so we've got most of it worked in.
Okay.
We're going to dump it out onto the, go ahead. Into the center there.
Perfect.
And we're just going to give it some presses and try to press it together.
Press it, okay.
Yeah. And you'll see more or less.
Move that out of the way.
Less and less
flour each time I press.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so the other thing with scones is you want to keep all the ingredients really cold, which can be difficult in the summer as you're working.
Right. It does feel very cold. The dough is very, very cold.
I brought it chilled. And then just kind of press and fold it on itself.
Like
flinging dough.
Flinging dough. That's the fun of baking. Okay.
Yeah. So
what?
We're going to use a bench scraper for this rest.
I'll let the pro take over.
You're doing great. It's tricky. I brought a little extra dough.
So good.
Yeah,
it smells almost like a creamsicle, like the orange. Yeah. That smells really good.
I'm just gonna flour my hands a little bit. Press it out to about. I like the pastry mat because it's got my measurements.
Okay.
And then we're gonna use the bench scraper again just to cut it into 6 to 8 pieces.
Oh, got it. Okay. So
triangle shapes.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay. It is. It's nice.
Yes.
Perfect.
And so this is looking a little soft to me. If I were at home, I would pop these in the freezer.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
always pop them in the freezer, to be honest. They hold their shape a lot nicer if they're baked from frozen. So
Okay.
I get a nice crisp triangle when they're baked from frozen.
See,
and
that's another secret,
Yes.
a pro tip,
Pro tip.
to bake it from frozen.
Yeah.
And maybe not all scones are that way, which probably also is
Yeah.
one of the things that makes yours special.
It's especially like if you're adding in wet or fruits that have juices. So from here,
Once you bake it,
once it's baked, we've got a
magic baked one.
plain baked scone, or it's the orange vanilla. We're just gonna glaze it.
And what is that glaze?
This is a powdered sugar. I do add just a smidge more butter. I feel like it helps with setting. It's not necessary, but orange juice and more orange zest and
wow.
vanilla. So we are doubling up on orange zest and vanilla.
Which is why it probably smells so delicious.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try my hand
There you
at
go.
glazing the scone. And it's such a pretty glaze with that orange zest. I feel like zested fruit always adds just that little extra touch.
And then
we'll show you what the final product looks like
maybe
right here in this box.
in the box. That's what they look like
Perfect.
at the market. And if someone comes to me with a special order, this is how I generally package. Market, I package like this.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for teaching us how to make that. You should hang out because I want to learn how to make your cookies as
Yes.
well. Well, stick around because right after the break, Natalie is going to show us how to make her classic oatmeal cream pies. ciLiving will be right back.